Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the webinar series 3, From Insights to Impact, Unlocking Intelligence with AI-driven ERP. I am Vibha and I'll be your host for today's session. Before we begin the session, thank you for taking time and joining us on time. And we promise to make sure the session is insightful, and we'll make sure that, uh, any queries regarding budget forecasting with AI using Microsoft Dynamics will help. This session is going to help you with it. Moving forward, before we deep dive into the topic, let me take a moment to introduce our company, Terracez. We are a certified Microsoft partner, and our goal is very simple to help business, whether it's big or small, grow faster and smarter with the right digital tools. Since our start in the year 2021, we have successfully delivered 75 implementations, and we are proud to say that we have 98% of client retention, which really reflects the trust that our customers place in us. Our team is 30 plus certified consultants, bringing in deep industry experience. And we have our own IP solutions to enhance the power of Microsoft Dynamics 365. Moving forward in the next slide, you'll be able to see we cater to wide range of industries such as food, beverages, real estate, manufacturing, and trading, and etc. You would also be able to see the wide range of solutions Microsoft solution such as Microsoft Power Platform, Power BI, leveraging AI driven tools like Copilot to bringing real time intelligence into everyday operations. This is it about us, and further any delay, I would like to quickly run you through the agenda for today's session. All right. So we have divided this session into two parts. One is budgeting in Dynamics 365 FNO, in which we will be covering the key features, how to do the budget controlling report, integration use cases. On the other hand, budget forecasting, we will be walking you through the business benefits, architecture, statistical models used. We will also be taking you through a small demo. And lastly, we will be discussing about the best practices. Moving forward, I would take this platform to introduce our key speakers of the day and our mastermind behind the webinar today. That is Mr. Jayaprakash Natarajan and Harsh Mahajan. Morning, good evening, guys, and sorry, please take over.
Thank you, Viva. Thanks for opportunity to introduce myself. Thank you all and good afternoon. So myself, Jay Prakash. I have a 15 years of experience in this industry and 10 years in the dynamics. I have end-to-end implementation for a different business vertical and as well as the supporting to the customers. And I do consulting for a different vertical countries. Thank you. Over to Ash.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Myself Harsh Mahajan. I'm a technical lead at Terracez, and I'm dealing to bespoke solution development where we have customized requirements. So leveraging the platform, Microsoft platform like Azure and Power Platform, I design and architect the solutions. So thank you very much.
Thank you, JP. Thank you, Harsh, for your quick introduction. Without further delay, we will be quickly diving into the topic. But before which, I would like to take poll from our audience today. What challenges your organizations face during the budget preparation? I'm launching the question. Please go ahead and put in your responses. I would request everyone to take part in the poll and submit your responses. What is your biggest challenge with the budget forecasting today? So we have our responses. I think we can start, JB. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating in the poll.
Thank you, Vibha. Thanks for your poll. So we'll come to the thanks for your poll, and we'll start with the what is the budget. So everyone knows I need not to explain more about the budgeting. So budget is on a plan to estimate our income and expenses. Based on that, we can plan our reporting and as well as the resource allocation. So in the budget planning is the pain area for the many of our industries. So there are lack of communication, lack of unavailability of data, and based on the we are waiting for most of the time waiting for input from the stakeholders, so we are not getting on time. So this every month we are facing, every month or quarter we are facing the same issue, and it is a time consuming activity. To overcome this, and we have a inbuilt in D365 budget module, but to improve our planning to using an advanced AI technologies. So we are gonna explain about that, and Ash will take that part. Let me explain about dynamics, what is available. So mainly focusing on the budget, which is inbuilt in the D365. Okay, so this will help to the control your budget, and it will help to the track your budget, and it will be supporting to our financial reports, and it will be helpful to the management knows where we stand and we are controlling budget or not. So these are all the main features are available in F&O. Ash, can you move to the next slide? So we'll come to the how to control. For example, we have completed the budget planning. After the budget planning, we have entered the register, budget register. From there, the system start acting the, that means controlling the budget. So we have three stages. One is budget planning and control, and another one is reporting. So we will come to the controlling. So in the budget controlling, once we enter the budget register, from there system is taking care of about the each transaction and each department. That means dimension wise system will control your budget, and it will not allow you to behind your budget. What is the fixation has been fixed in the budget register, from there it will be controlling it. So we'll come to the encumbrance accounting. This is a add-on feature and available in the D365. This feature will be to specific budget reserved for a specific activity. So this feature is mainly used for many of our government organization, and it's a semi-government organization also. So it will be very much useful for a specific budget allocation. So we'll come to the next reporting. In the standard system, we do have a standard reporting actual budget with the actual. So based on this, we can able to see in the system how much is consumed, how much is left over, and what is the current availability. So these are all the reports will help to the management report preparation and financial reports. So let us start. Let me show you in the system how budget model is looks. So Ash, can you give me the access for an
Sure,
share my
sure,
screen?
sure.
So I hope everyone can see my screen. Ash, can you please confirm?
Yes, yes, it is
Yeah.
visible.
So, so in the Dynamics F&O, D365 F&O, we have a separate module called budget. In this budget, we have segregated in the three parts. One is the common, that means where we are updating an budget related registers and updations. Another one is reports. Then we have an periodic and setup. So basically our system will control from take a control from here. This budget register is the a main upload functionality to upload your input. Based on your input, system will react the further transaction. That means it will control in the further transaction. So we do have a dashboard, and we have many options over here to see how much you have prepared budget for plan, for how much you assigned, and what is the allocation budget. So everything we can able to see it over here. So this is all about current F&O budget module. As you can share your screen, and we'll move to the next slide.
I
Yeah,
hope my
next.
screen is visible again.
Yes, Harsh, your screen is visible. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
you can. Yeah. So we'll come to the modules are integrated with the budget in the D365. So every modules are integrated with the GL. So in D365, GL code is the main key functionality. So we have integrating accounts payable, receivable, and project management, procurement, cash and bank management, everything, including fixed asset, everything are included in the GL. So we are uploading on a budget against the GL. So individual GL wise we are uploading, including the financial dimension, so that we can control the budget to the base level. So it will help to the management, saying that it is on a next level of budget, and it will help you to move forward. Now we'll talk about the budget. Budget is that saying in the new future of how to plan using AI. So Ash will be continue with the AI using the algorithm, and how to improve our budget planning, and how to reduce our manual work. So everything will be taken care by Ash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, JP. So, hello everyone. So, since we have just seen how budgeting can be managed, controlled, and how reports can be generated through Dynamics 365, there is one more important aspect with respect to budgeting, which every financial, any department or institutes would be taking into consideration is forecasting. So, in now going ahead in this session, now I'm going to talk about how we can do forecasting with Dynamics 365, how we can utilize statistical model and leverage Azure machine learning capability to generate the forecasting reports. But before we jump into the topic, I would like to take a quick poll about what is the biggest challenge with budget forecasting today. Okay, so I would request Viva to just put that poll on chat, please.
Yes, it's live. I request
Yeah.
everybody to take part in the poll. Harsh, we still have responses coming in. I think we'll wait for a minute.
Sure.
I request everyone to take part in the poll. We still have few responses. I think we can discuss and continue, Harsh. Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So before we dive into the topic, let's take a quick, like briefly discuss what is forecasting. So, and with respect to forecasting, we'll be mainly focusing on budget forecasting. So, budget forecasting is all about estimating future product demands and making informed decisions about production, inventory, and strategy, and define some strategy. So, so if you see, forecasting is about like you have to derive like what will be the revenue estimations, what will be the budget, like how to what is the strategy for defining the budget for the next year. So basically, this is all about forecasting. And what benefits we get with forecasting is that accurate forecast helps in reducing inventory, managing our cost more efficiently, avoiding delays, and improve customer services. These are the obvious benefits which we could achieve if the forecasting is done more accurately. So I'll just quickly show you the how the forecasting can be generated by integrating Dynamics 365 with Azure machine learning. So this is like a conceptual architecture about how the data will flow from data source to the forecasting results. So as we saw that the historical data or all the budget related information is available in Dynamics 365. Okay, so we will be capturing that, we'll be fetching all the historical data from the Dynamics 365 and using it as our data source. Next step, what we would be doing is that we would be utilizing the machine learning models. Okay, we will be using libraries which will for Python or R, which are openly available, and we'll pump that the historical data to the AI machine learning models. This model, as a result, would generate the forecasting result, and that forecasting result is then stored into the Azure Data Factory or the data lake where all the results are kept. We can utilize these results into dashboards. We can plug it into any platform for businesses to get more insightful information. So this is what I just meant. So this is like the more detailed explanation about the data flow. So gathering of the data, generating the forecasting, putting the result, and the most important factor is authorizing the forecast. So we're looking in deep like how we can generate accurate forecast, because that is one of the most important factor as well as a pain area for many businesses. That how we can say that the output what the model has generated is more realistic or is more accurate. So let's quickly take a look into the some fundamentals of forecasting. So now let's take a take a closer look to the core components that makes up to the time series forecast. So understanding these elements is essential to build accurate and explainable forecast. So first we have trend. Okay, so trend refers to the long-term direction of demand or budget over time. For example, are sales steadily increasing, or are we seeing a slow decline? So trend captures that underlying movement, upward, downward, or even flat. It is not concerned with short-term spike, but rather an overall trajectory. So in a growing business, for instance, we would expect an upward trend over time. So trend is nothing but our actual data. Next is seasonality. Okay, so seasonality represent recurring patterns that happens at regular intervals. So think about like the retail sales spike during holidays or quarterly end of period rush in B2B sales. So these are the pattern we repeat maybe weekly, monthly, or yearly. So seasonality is a critical input, because if we ignore, it can distort the forecast. So it is really important that we understand the seasonality in our trend data. Okay, and next we have the errors. So sometimes called noise. So error is a part of a demand that can be explained by trend or seasonality. It's unpredictable fluctuation due to random events. Okay, so for an example, COVID was one of the event due to which there was an imbalance in budgets and demand, sales demand. So things like sudden stock out at a competitor or one-time marketing event. So even the best model can't remove the error completely. Okay. So, but acknowledging its presence helps us qualify confidence and reliability through confidence interval. So these three components helps us in generating the more accurate forecast. So this is the based on time series. So this is the fundamental components of forecasting. Now let's take a look into the what are the different statistical model available for doing the forecasting. Okay. So if you see, so there are statistical model like ARIMA, so auto-regressive integrated moving average. So ARIMA is a classic time series model that captures that is great for capturing trend and auto correction, which means it looks at how past values relate to each other. Okay. Then we have ETS, so error trend seasonality. So it's an exponential smoothing. Okay, ETS is ideal for data has seasonal pattern. So if you see, let's say in your budget trend, if you see a certain patterns, okay, which are due to some seasonality or seasonal factors. So in that case, we can go for ETS based models as well. And then we have hybrid model that we can combine all of them together. Okay, we have STL, which is seasonal trend decomposition using losses. Okay, so there are models available. But now the thing is that if you are sitting today and if you are working on your forecasting, how you will decide like which model is more accurate or which this model is more useful for you. So there is a tool available for identifying that, which is mean absolute percentage error. Okay, which is again a statistical based tool through which we can identify which model is more accurate. So here, if you look at the example over here, if you see the graph here, so the purple line which you see here is the actual data. Okay, so this forecasting is done on the older historical data. So let's say this is the actual trend, and after running the forecasting model on the historical data, we can see what is the difference between the actual and the forecasted result. So if you see these gaps over here, okay, this should be less than 20%. Okay, so if it is less than 20%, it means that the model which you have chosen is more accurate. So let me give you one quick example of it. Okay, so I have this budget data for multiple years. So if you say I have data from 2016 till 2024. So if you see, there are some seasonality patterns. So if you say there are patterns which you can visibly see, like there are constant spikes downwards and upwards. So you can, looking at the graph only, you can say there's a seasonality in your trends. Okay. Now what I'm going to show is, let's see the data for 2024. This is the actual data of 2024. Now let's say if I want to like generate for forecasting report, and I'm sitting here and I'm just selecting which model is more accurate. So using the open source packages for R or Python, okay, I can which so that we don't need to, like, the models are easily available as a packages. So we don't need to bother about doing the calculations ourselves. We just need to ingest the data to the models, and those will generate the report. So if you see here, I have run multiple forecasting results using different models. So the first one is using the ARIMA over here. So if you see here, these results are through ARIMA. So now the blue line over here, okay, is the actual data. And the purple and the orange lines are the upper and lower bounds. So if you see, there is a big, huge gap between the actual data and the forecasting data. So which makes it not very suitable for using using it. Next result, if you see, it is generated using profit model. Okay. So if you see here, it is pretty much in line or closer to the actual data. Okay. And the last one is generated using STL. Okay. So even this is like pretty close to the actual data, but it is not as accurate as the profit model is. So if you see here, here you can see the uh, mean absolute percentage error for each model. If you see, Arima has 31.25% model, which makes it not suitable to choose for doing the forecasting. And looking at their score, profits seems to be the more accurate model for choosing for doing the forecasting. Okay, so this is how you have we can choose which model is uh, accurate. So these are some practices which we have to exercises which we have to do before we start the forecasting. So let's quickly take a look into the other key forecasting parameters. Okay, which can affect the accuracy of the forecasting result. So one is min max value. So this defines the range boundaries for the forecast output. So by setting these boundaries, we ensure that the predictions stay within the realistic business acceptable limits. So preventing anomalies like negative revenue forecasting or impractical high projection. So we can set some minimum and maximum range. Another aspect is missing value substitution. So when we come in real world, and we have experienced this with our customers as well, when we are doing forecasting on actual data, okay, we sometimes see that there are some gaps in the data. So real world data often comes with gaps. Okay, so maybe for a quarter the data is not available. So this parameter controls how we handle missing data point. So missing value substitution is a tool by we can generate the missing data, whether we fill them using averages of the past data or interpolation or leave them out. Okay, so choosing the right substitution method is also a crucial factor for model stability. So that the model can generate more reliable results. Next is confidence level. This is about how certain we want our forecast to be. Okay, a 95% confidence level. So for example, means we are highly confident that actual will fall with a given range. So it helps in making risk-aware business decisions. So confidence level is one. Next, we saw about seasonality hint. So this allows us to inform the model about expected seasonal patterns. So let's say every quarter you see there is a down spike. Okay, and you are experiencing it every quarter. Okay, so the seasonality value for doing the next year forecasting would be 4, because events are occurring 4 times in a year. Next is trend and seasonality type and test sets. So this decide how much historical data set aside. So test set is again a one important thing, and with respect to the forecasting practice, that we should at least use last 2 years of data for doing the forecasting. Okay, like the more data you ingest, more historical data you ingest, there are high chances of getting more accuracy in the forecasting results. So when we are generating any more forecasting approach, designing solution, okay, we should have a test set of data which is at least more than 2 years available. So this is all about how like what all are the statistical model available for doing the forecasting, how you can fetch the data from Dynamics 365, and how you can leverage the machine learning models and generate the forecasting result. Now, another important aspect or another important feature what we can like add in order to make the forecasting more insightful, more what to say, efficient, is by integrating with Azure OpenAI. So Microsoft has partnered with OpenAI, and it brings up all its dynamic models into the Microsoft infrastructure. So what we could do is we can ingest the historical data, the forecasted data to the AI models, and AI models could give us the possible suggestions or for decision making. So many of our clients, struggle not with generating forecast, but understanding and acting on them. Okay, what action has to be taken? So with Azure OpenAI, we turn that forecast data into natural language insights. So think of it as a budget co-pilot that helps every team from finance to operations make faster, smarter decisions without needing data scientist. Okay, so it can help you give you some insights on the decision making. So by enabling natural language querying, you can simply ask the AI model like, why did we overspend in quarter 2, or what is the forecasted marketing spend for next quarter. Okay, so this you can, so since you already have the historical data, you have forecasted, projected. Okay, so you can ingest it to the Azure OpenAI, and it can give you some insights, and it can also tell you what all things you need to do in order to achieve that result or achieve your goal. Again, Azure OpenAI services are very flexible and can be easily integrated with any of the dynamic solutions, or you can inject it with Power BI reports as well, which can give you smart, insightful and recommendations. Okay, so the GPT models can suggest actionable steps like delay capital expense to quarter 4 to avoid budget breach. So this kind of suggestion also you can receive, or it can also give suggestion like reduce travel budget by 15% based on the historical burn rate. Okay, so this makes it easier for the non-technical users to take some decisions based on the forecasted results, because forecasting is completely based on statistical formulas and it's purely calculations. Okay, but decision making comes after that. Okay, so we can leverage Azure OpenAI capability, and we can get some insightful recommendations. So to summarize our today's session, I would like to talk about the best practices for making the forecasting more for forecasting. So one is you should know your data. So what it means is that, let's say if you're doing budget forecasting, so make sure that you have data from all the account types, you have all the data available in volume. Okay, you have data for at least for more than 2 years, which makes your forecasting results more accurate. Okay, and there's a and it is not like you just set up the model and it will just it is ready for use. It is recommended that we test our models. So run the forecasting on your historical data and compare the results, and tune the parameters of the forecasting model to be more realistic. Okay, so which can make more realistic results in the future. Okay, and have some it is good to have some fair understanding about the forecasting models which we saw, like profit and all, so how they work, what all, because understanding about the model can help us understand like what all data we need to capture, and so that the model works more efficient. So with this I conclude this webinar. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put it on chat.
Thank you, Harsh.
Thank you.
I would request everyone to post on your questions. We still have time left. So if there is any question, please drop it in the comment section. We are very happy to take in questions. From Mohammed Ali, we have a question, Harsh.
Okay. So are these models built into Power BI? So no. So Power BI does have some forecasting capability, but it doesn't have all the models which we spoke about. Okay. So you need to like these models are available as a part of libraries in Python, or if you are familiar with R, which is mainly used for generating, doing the data analytics. So it is those models are available as programming packages. What all we have to do is you just need to ingest the data and generate the report, and that report you can then put it on Power BI. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Mohammed Ali. We have another question, Harsh. How to differentiate in dynamics and tabulate forecasting?
How do we do the shading? This is not very clear to me. Uh, could you elaborate more? Okay, I got it. So Tableau is a reporting platform, or what to say. It's like a Power BI. It's a tool for aggregating the data, transforming the data, and generating the reports. Okay. Whereas Dynamics 365 FNO is a platform which is not just a reporting platform. It is a ERP solution. Probably JP can answer this better.
Yeah.
But yes,
So
JP.
Dynamics is the full-fledged system, so we can able to control all the modules using on a budget. But Tableau we cannot. It is just on a reporting, so we can run the reporting tool using the using the report, but we cannot punch
Hmm.
the transaction and we cannot control the
Correct.
transaction in the tablet.
Correct.
We have another question, Chief.
Yes. Can we run AI model twice or run profit first? So there is no such, hard-coded rule. So the example which I just showed sometime back, you can run that model n number of time. Okay. So there is no such that, okay, we have to first run profit and then STL. It is not like that. Profit and STL are different models. Okay. You ingest the historical data on both the model and then compare the results, which I was just showing some time back. Like how and check the MAPE, like mean absolute error percentage, and then you decide the tool.
From Heather, we have another comment.
It's related to that. It's not only the reporting tool, it is also in
Okay,
easy to forecast. But we cannot punch the transaction.
correct. Correct. So yeah, I mean it's a great tool, but the transaction punching is basically done has to be done at in a system, and in this case it would be Dynamics, okay, where all the transactions are captured and recorded, and then we do the and utilize that for the forecasting.
Do we have more questions? Thank you, Heather. Thanks for confirming. If we do not have more questions, we would like to conclude this session. But before concluding, I would also let you all know if you have any queries regarding D365 or budget forecasting, you can always reach out to us, and I will be adding the email address in the comment section here. That is info@terracez.com. All right, we have one question before we conclude from Ashok. Harsh, do you mind taking it up?
It's
Uh,
Prakash.
yes, JP, if you could just answer this.
Yeah, this whatever Ash is demonstrated, it is out of the D365, but it is integrating between the D365.
So,
Not it's a default
yeah, so
inbuilt one.
yeah, it is not a built-in feature in D365. It is something which we have to do or we need to extend.
Ashok, I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much
Perfect.
for confirming, Ashok. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us with us today. And like I was mentioning earlier, if you have any doubts on Microsoft Dynamics 365 or budget forecasting, or you need any dedicated point of contact or POC on this, please feel free to reach out to us on the ID that I will be mentioning on the chats. We'll be more than happy to assist you all. Once again, thank you all for joining in with us today. Have a pleasant evening.